So it looks like the Trump administration via Pam Bondi is trying to scare victims of Epstein from speaking up because they're outing their names, which they're by law supposed to be redacting. And they're redacting the perps, the PDF files names, and they're releasing the victims' names on purpose. It says that they claim it's an accident. It's not. So Simon says Pam Bondi was face-to-face with Epstein survivors. They were asked, raise your hand if you've still never been invited to speak with Pam Bondi's Department of Justice. Every single one of their hands went up. Bondi was then given the chance to apologize to the victim. She didn't. How much more proof do you need that Pam Bondi deliberately protects PDF files? Well, let's watch.
To the survivors in the room, if you are willing, please stand. And if you are willing, please raise your hands if you have still not been able to meet with this Department of Justice. Please know for the record that every single survivor has raised their hand. Attorney General Bondi, you apologized to the survivors in your opening statement for what they went through at the hands of Jeffrey Epstein. Will you turn to them now and apologize for what your Department of Justice has put them through with the absolutely unacceptable release of the Epstein files and their information?
Congresswoman, you sat before Merrick Garland sat in this chair twice.
Attorney General Bondi,
No, can I finish my answer?
No, I'm going to reclaim my time because I asked you a specific question that I would like you to answer, which is, will you turn to the survivors? This is not about anybody that came before you. It is about you taking responsibility for your Department of Justice and the harm that it has done to the survivors who are standing right behind you and are waiting for you to turn to them and apologize for what your Department of Justice has done.
Members get to ask the questions, the witness gets to answer in the way they want to answer. The Attorney General can
that's
respond.
not accurate, Mr. Chairman.
Because she doesn't like the answer. So,
Mr. Chairman,
why
I have asked
didn't she ask Merrick Garland this?
I am reclaiming my time, and when I reclaim my time, it is
Mr. Chairman, the gentlelady's reclaimed her time.
I'm not going to get in the gutter for her theatrics.
The time belongs to the gentlelady. The gentlelady has 17 seconds.
Thank you. You're not going to answer this question, so let me just
Chairman,
say this.
I'll direct it to
what
you.
a massive cover-up.
No, I'm answering a question.
Chairman, will you restore her time? The witness is interrupted.
I'm not going to get in the gutter with this woman.
Stop the
She's
time
doing theatrics.
and let me have my time.
The gentlelady from Washington controls the time. The gentlelady has 17 seconds. You can proceed with your final 17 seconds.
What a massive cover-up this has been and continues to be. Donald Trump made the release of the Epstein files the center of his political campaign because he thought it would benefit him. Then you got into office, Attorney General, claimed to have a client list, only to then say that there was no list. Your deputy, Todd Blanche, met alone with Elaine Maxwell and transferred her to a minimum security prison. And now you continue the cover-up, and I wish that you would turn around to the survivors who are standing right behind you and on a human level,
Chairman,
Chair now recognizes the chair.
And what you have done.
Time of the gentlelady expired. The gentlelady, you have no time to yield back. We appreciate that. We appreciate the thought.
So that's how Pam Bondi reacts. You got to realize that the overlord elites have a factory that produces soulless blonde women to wed up and comers and to throttle investigations, and they all look roughly alike. Just so you know. Breaking: multiple Epstein victims tell NBC News that Pam Bondi intentionally unredacted their names and other victims' names as a way to threaten them into silence. Well, let's listen.
I think we all realize now, oh, you guys really wanted to silence us. And you thought that you could scare us by putting our names out there.
And it had a list of victims.
It was shown, I think, a couple of times.
One was redacted. That makes no sense. This is a list of victims. That's intentional.
So they released a list of names, and only one of the names was redacted. A list of victims' names. Only one was redacted. So that was intentional. You can't, that's not an accident. You know they're all victims. You're supposed to redact their names. They just redacted one. So that is evidence of an intentional act. And they know, the victims know, they're trying to bully them. They're trying to silence them. They're trying to scare them. And just to let you know what's in those files. So Nancy Mace, she gets to go in and look at the files unredacted. And she can't get over how horrible it is. She's... Well, here, let's listen to what she says. She's on with Piers Morgan.
But you would be shocked, Piers, at some of the names that I have seen that came across the DOJ.
How would you even know when Piers Morgan is shocked? A ventriloquist dummy has more facial expressions. Here we go.
In emails that the DOJ is protecting. And we're talking about people on both sides of the aisle. We're talking about famous people, rich people, people in power, prime ministers, former presidents, etc., media personalities that are named in these files. And that's why I say this is going to go down as the greatest cover-up, one of the greatest cover-ups in American history. And I don't believe the girls are actually going to see justice, which is why it's going to be incumbent upon people like Democrat Ro Khanna, Republican Thomas Massey. I'm a Republican myself who's willing to name some of those names in our committee work, on the floor of the House, whatever it takes, because this kind of thing cannot continue to go on. I want to give the next girl hope that when she comes forward, she won't be shamed. Her life won't be smeared in the Daily Mail or whatever the next press, is going to do. What they do to female victims and to children is disgusting because they're protecting their rich and powerful friends. But you'd be surprised, shocked even at some of the names in the file.
And so Trump, instead of being the most transparent administration in history and outing the PDF files, they're running cover for them and they're trying to intimidate the victims. Congratulations, you guys are even more disgusting than the Democrats. Does that make you happy? At least the Joe Biden, as far as I know, didn't try to intimidate the witnesses, the victims. Honest to God, if you can still... the people who still, I'm loyal to Trump, then you'd be loyal to anything. There isn't anything you wouldn't be loyal to. How about you be loyal to America? How about you be loyal to the Constitution? How about you be loyal to the platform that Trump ran on? So again, you're not supposed to be loyal to a politician. Politicians supposed to be loyal to you, and when they betray you, you're supposed to make them pay a price. You're not supposed to shame the other people for making them pay a price.